Today we're seeing growing support for a motion for an opt-in scheme to increase the income test threshold for pensioners with limited savings. For more, joining us live is Fiona Simson from the National Farmers Federation. Fiona, appreciate your time, thank you. Why are you throwing your weight behind this push? How do you see it helping farmers?
Look, this is seriously such a common sense idea, and it's a win-win-win really, because it's a win for those older Australians, many of whom travelling around Australia and just wanting to put in a few hours extra work to supplement their pension, to help out farmers and rural and regional communities. It's a win certainly for the government, because they will be paying taxation dollars as they work, and there's incentives to work more, not less. And of course it's a win for the economy, getting more workers into the economy. Agriculture obviously is suffering at the moment from a chronic workforce shortage. Every hand that we can get there to help pack and pick and process some of our produce helps get that produce to the consumers, helps keep that supply flowing. And so this is a multiple wins, and it's a great idea, and we're happy to support it.
It does seem there are quite a few ideas being thrown around Canberra this week in terms of how we can address that skill shortage. One that's been brought up today by the AWU would say that companies having to make sure that any migrant employees are given default union membership. They also want Australian companies to train local workers for every migrant they employ, either in their own organisation or contribute to a training fund. Could that be a good idea that you're also willing to back?
Look, potentially. I mean, we need to see the fine print about all of those things. But I think the attractive thing about this is that it's opt-in. Pensioners who want to do it, who want to do some extra work, who are happy to actually, keep working, can still receive their pension without being taxed 50 cents in the dollar as soon as they work more than a day a week, and still will be taxed on the income that they earn, but just at the normal rate that everybody else pays. So it's a real win for farmers, but it's also a win for the older Australians, I think, who want to do more if they want to opt in. I mean, we would support anything that gives people the choice to be able to work, to be able to help out our farmers and our agricultural industry, small rural and regional communities. And we know that often the main disincentive for them to do it is the fact that they'd have to deal with Centrelink, or in fact that they'd actually have to lose 50 cents in the dollar, both pension and income, for every dollar that they earn once they've worked more than a day a week.
What is the latest on the foot and mouth disease threat? Are you confident that the measures in place are enough at this point to prevent it arriving here in Australia?
Yeah, look, we're pleased to see the government stepping up. Minister Murray Watt has been very responsive and is continually looking at any and all measures to beef up our security and our border security in Australia. Of course, it's important. We know that one of the main reasons or main ways that the virus could arrive in Australia is through illegally imported meat. So as well as the airport, it's really critical that we are upping our surveillance of the supply chains into Australian shops, and also, of course, things like sniffer dogs that can detect that product that people don't declare in their baggage sometimes is critical as well. So we need to keep working on this. This is a critically important issue for Australian farmers. People are really, really worried about it, but we've kept it out for over 100 years. We've kept it out during Indonesia's last outbreak. We've kept it out as the virus has marched through many Southeast Asian countries like Malaysia and Vietnam. So we're confident we can keep it out again. But of course we need to keep responding to the threat and making sure that our biosecurity system is funded sustainably for the long term as well, because these threats just keep on coming. It's farmers at the moment that are impacted by this current disease, but of course there's diseases out there that are going to impact our environment, our natural native animals and human health as well. So a good biosecurity system, and the best biosecurity system, is critical for all Australians.
Fiona, you must get frustrated when you hear stories like one I read earlier about a passenger arriving in Darwin and a sniffer dog found that they had a McDonald's burger in their backpack after coming in from Indonesia. I mean, it's just a bit silly, isn't it?
Well, it is silly. People, and look, I think the good thing is that these cases are in the minority. We've all watched border security on telly, I know, but these cases are in the minority. By and large, we know people want to do the right thing. It's great to see Flight Centre today, I think, making sure that passengers travelling to Bali are actually aware of their responsibilities under our biosecurity legislation. We've certainly done that ourselves through our Throw Your Thongs campaign, encouraging people to be aware of their footwear and the risk that that can carry. But we really do ask travellers right now, at this critical time when the risk is high in Indonesia, it's not the time to sneak in any food. It's not allowed. So, throw it in the bin before you leave. And if you have got something that you think might be okay to bring in, then declare it at the border. This is not the time. You don't want to be the one that brings foot and mouth to Australia. It's a crippling disease for the whole of our rural and regional communities in our country. So, really, we're appealing to passengers to do the right thing here. And thankfully, I think most of them do want to do the right thing, particularly when they're aware of the risk.
Fiona Simson, really appreciate you taking the time to join us live there in Canberra. Thanks so much.
Pleasure. Thanks so much.